let me go. ¿Podéis, por favor? Shaimaa, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Here is someone who wants to say you hi. It's Ayman. There.
I can't see him.
Ayman is saying hi to you. Oh no, let me.
Okay.
Do you see him?
No.
No?
I think
okay,
even the screen is
here,
not-
Ayman. Here. Have to put there. Sorry. And there. And look there.
No, you're kind of freezing. The screen is freezing.
Se ha bloqueado la. Sorry. Se ha bloqueado la captura. Sorry. Is the video is freezing. 1 second.
Okay.
No.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Now I can see.
Yeah, now she's seeing you. You can see there.
Hello, General Chair.
We think we will wait 5 minutes more, and then we can start.
And you're hoping that we can do this, the inaugural high, we want to do it every year, and grow it more, and grow the conversations more. And I like that the idea was about with Shaimaa and Juan. We wanted to get it out of the Global Plaza space, which is a fine space, but it's in the exhibit hall. There's noise, there's people, there's drinks, there's just too much. So hopefully you'll have the time here to focus. And also, Shaimaa won one of the SIGCHI recognitions. So you should give her an applause.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to say, Shaimaa?
What? Say that again.
Anything to say, Shaimaa?
Thank you, Ayman, for allowing us to organize this session. We're actually very excited because we have. Okay, we have like a fantastic group of speakers, fantastic 5 projects where people seek collaboration, and I think it was a pleasure working with you. And congratulations on the opening, even though I haven't seen the Castillas, but.
I'll send you a clip.
Yes. I heard it was fantastic. And absolutely. I mean, this was a pleasure organizing, and I think today we'll have fantastic discussions. Also, we have a group of online volunteers, online participants, whom will also participate with us. And this is the only hybrid session, so we were very lucky to have this set up in ours.
Oh, that's
well,
right.
Thank you.
This was the only hybrid session we had for the whole conference. So you tell people who are complaining about hybrid sessions, well, if you went to the Global Plaza, the Global Science Program, you'd have the hybrid session. And, we have a lot of tables and space here. Shaimaa, I really wish you could see the room. We have our photography team are taking some photos. It's really beautiful, and the window's open, and the breeze is coming in from the Mediterranean. It's fantastic. But also one other thing is I have to go, but you all have a great time here, get some good collaborations, and also, again, this is the first year we're doing this, so spread a buzz. Tell your friends what they missed. And maybe get more people. There's a Thursday thing as well?
Yeah.
Maybe get some more people in for the Thursday one, but try to get the energy going. We'll try to do our best as well as from the conference organizational side, but I think this is a really great start, and, I'm very excited, so thank you.
Thank you.
So we wait 2 more minutes and then we start.
Okay.
Okay, see you now. Okay, we wait.
I can hear very well. So Thomas, you still have trouble hearing the room?
No, I just wanted to tell that if somebody will try to tell anything from the room, it would be better to get a microphone, because if somebody, if I don't know who the person was.
The people has gone for water, and then we start. Shaimaa. 12 and with the area online, okay? So we can start. Shaimaa, if you want to introduce.
Okay, absolutely. So my name is Shaimaa Lazem. I am co-hosting and the co-chair of the Global Science Program at CAI this year. This is the first time we have this version, which is basically aimed at people trying to encourage two things. First of all, promote the projects that has impact on the ground, where HCI is connected to like real change in people's life, and also promote collaborations, because a lot of us come to CAI. CAI is too big. Sometimes we do this by like collaboration comes, networking comes as an opportunity. Sometimes we try to reach out to people who we may or may not like meet them. But this is particularly focused on scientific collaboration. So if you're interested in one of the subjects and then you kind of try to really find collaborators, this is the place. Collaborators on certain projects that has impact, this is a place to be. The way we organized this session, we had an open call for speakers, and we really had an amazing response to our call, but we were limited with the time, so we have chosen at the end like 5 speakers for this session. Each of them will give like a pitch of their projects, and then we might have like one question for them, and also they can then communicate with the audience on small groups. That's where we can imagine that people could have more details of the projects and possibly collaborate. I have here our online participants. Thank you for coming. This is the only hybrid session at CAI, and we're thankful for the general chair to allow us to have like a hybrid setup. Now I'll hand it to Juan to talk to you more about the theme of this year's Global Science Program, Haciendo Piña. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
Okay, so I explain in a little brief review. Haciendo Piña is a Spanish expression in which we try to, it's something we use when we want to work together. If we, for example, have a problem and then we work together. If you have a problem in a school, you go together with your friends trying to solve the problem. So this is, it's a typical Spanish expression. If you traduce if you translate in Spanish, in English, is making pinnacle. So it has no sense if you think about that, because we are not making something related with pinnacle. But it's work together, trying to solve something. Normally, is when you have a problem to make individually. So I think has totally the sense with the objective of our session. Okay. So, Shaimaa, do you think we can start with the icebreaker?
With the eyes, yes, we have the cards on the table, and I shared a file with my online participants. So this is another form of collaboration. These icebreaker cards were used in the African HCI conference last year. It was very popular, people loved it, and we picked some of them, bringing them to CAI, a conference-to-conference collaboration. So you'll find a pile on your table. The idea is very simple. Go through the cards, pick one, and start like answering the questions in turns or the way you please. It's just a fun way to introduce each other and what you do and things like that. And now I'll move to my online
This is
participant.
as this is for 12 minutes,
Yeah.
we count now, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I close the microphone and so on. Okay.
Yes, and the speaker because I think we're gonna talk here. Okay. So
We close your voice, okay, for the for the room, okay?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Si lo podéis
Okay.
cerrar. Ah, vale. Sí que iban a estar.
Group of people that do something specifically. We move around the conferences a lot. So from eSmart, which is really technical, and SIGGRAPH to Kai and ISS and in engineering interactive systems. So basically, it's really everything.
I love that answer. Everything.
Yeah, whatever I fancy. That's
Me
nice.
too. I'm an everything researcher as well.
Okay, I think we're back to the room.
Yeah.
So Juan, we're having a good time, but I know that it's a time for the
We are
speakers
all
as well.
together too. Okay, so I think now, according to the agenda, as we have made the icebreaker, now it's time for the speaker block 1, which is HCI guiding global AI. So we think the idea is to put 3 videos of the first 3 presentations. Okay, I present the people who will make the video, and then we see the videos and we have a discussion. Okay, so yes, you will see your own face on the TV. Yeah, I know you like it. So let me change. So the first one is Belu Ticona. Okay, Belu Ticona is a PhD student at George Mason University, researching human-centered language technology for crisis response and vulnerable languages. Previously, she got her degree from University of Buenos Aires and intended at Medalla, Microsoft, and indigenous-led first languages a reality. So now we will see the video. Hope you can.
When a climate disaster happens, communication becomes crucial. But the crisis ecosystem, such as NGOs, government, and crisis responders, they're relying more and more on AI. But these models were designed to work on written languages and institutional languages, not on oral languages. So what happened with the communities who speak in those spoken languages? Those are not represented in the data. This is a key problem if we truly aim to address inequality, because speakers of these languages are usually from the most socioeconomic vulnerable groups. For example, communities with limited digital resources or people with low literacy levels. When we say spoken languages, it's because there's people, they're mostly used in oral communication, without a standardized or written form, such as local dialects or native languages. And supporting these communities is even more urgent when they live in areas exposed to climate risk. So how we can tackle this problem? Our work at George Mason University, together with the University of Washington and the NGO Clear Global, we are addressing the SDG number 10 and 13, reduce inequalities and climate action. How? By basically building a more equitable foundation for crisis speech technology. We conducted a decision impact study and developed a community risk index to identify where speech infrastructure will have the greatest impact. Our index combines linguistic, socioeconomic, technological, and also crisis factors, and we use it to identify 10 of the most in-need communities to build speech tools. We are currently validating our study with crisis actors through surveys and interviews. And we're also in parallel starting to collect speech data for these communities. Our work aims to align technology maker with the crisis ecosystem needs. We're currently looking for partners working on disaster-prone areas or those who are working with low-resource languages. I'm Belo Ticona, I'm from Argentina, and I'm happy to connect in case you want to discuss about human-centered speech technology, especially in the crisis and humanitarian domain. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have, oh, se ha duplicado 1000 veces. Sorry, because you will see at the end of the week. Okay, so here we have Kona. Okay, could we, want to make you a question. What is the main blocker for your project? Something that blocks.
Yeah, I think here. Hi everyone, thank you people joining online. I think that the main blocker is basically, as I said, with the group discussion, is basically building the connection with communities from the global south. So we're looking for like connection with people working in South America, in South Asia, in Africa, especially like NGOs, people who are like actually helping communities. Because I'm more than helping communities, we want to understand how to support better the supporters, because they are the ones who know they're actually, doing the field work and actually delivering like solutions, and we have to somehow how to understand how to improve their basically skills and their efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we will go to the next. Let me put here the video and then we start. Sorry. Okay, so the second is Bikram Kamath Kanare. He's a postdoctoral fellow at the Saarland University Advancing Human Center, AA for Health, Learning, and Community Decision-Making in Low-Resource Context. Trained at Carnegie Mellon, he designed, deployed conversational systems, contributed evaluation frameworks, and partnered globally. His work appears at CHI, Compass, ACTD, and PDC. So now we will see the video.
Hi, I'm Vikram Kamath. I'm a postdoctoral fellow at Saarland University in Germany, and my work is at the intersection of AI and society. So today's AI is more like fast food, which is designed for speed and convenience, but has long-term effects on society's learning and understanding. So this also affects people in low resource contexts, and my work challenges this narrative by designing AI like a home cooked meal. That is, AI designed for slowness through care and understanding the context. So, for example, what if we could support teachers in the Ivory Coast who were overwhelmed by their sheer number of students? What if we could support women in Afghanistan who are restricted from education? So my work shows how AI can have impacts on these communities through chatbots on social media. For example, a programming tutor for these women in Afghanistan on WhatsApp. So my work has affected teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers across the globe, and I have deployed AI systems to 9 different countries. My work not only has social impact, but also supports research. So through working with our partners, we have supported about 18,000 students as part of my PhD thesis work. For the future, I see thoughtful AI systems influencing health, education, and belonging. Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Thank you, Vikram. So Juan, Vikram is here with me online.
Okay.
So we can ask him a question. So Vikram, thank you for your work and presentation. So what is the thing about your work about thoughtful AI in the Global South that HCI community gets it wrong?
I guess on a high level, that culture matters for understanding and designing AI systems, right? Like a lot of Western-centric research has a different meaning for things like accessibility, right? But if you look at an example, for example, teachers in Cameroon, right? Like accessible for them can mean supporting students who are slightly impoverished or who have who need extra support because of family issues, right? And AI, if you ask the question to Meta or these other things on their systems, right, they get a different answer that's not tailored for them. And then similarly, I think, because they have restricted access to tools or internet in rural areas, doesn't mean they don't have access to AI. We see that, through Meta and other tools, right? Like teachers in rural parts of the communities that we work with have access to AI in some ways, and they are also using it. So I guess training data and then access, right? Like two interesting areas which I think the general HCI communities sort of get it wrong.
Thank you, Vikram. Back to you, Juan.
Okay, so now the third video, and then we finish the first block.
My name is Tiziane, and today...
Let me introduce yourself first. Okay. It's Tiziane Darin is associate professor at the Federal University of Ceará, Brazil. Her research focuses on UX, well-being and accessibility in games and applications. She serves as UNESCO consultant for safety by design for Brazil's Minister of Justice. In May, she joins the National Data Protection Authority as coordinator of research and studies. So now we will see your video.
Today I'm going to talk to you about challenges and paths Brazil has taken to improve safety by design in digital environments for children and adolescents. We have a context of high internet penetration in Brazil, and 95% of Brazilian children and adolescents access internet daily. Low-income children and adolescents connect exclusively through smartphones and had a massive passive consumption of videos, instant message apps, and social media. At the same time, we have an average of 7.5 manipulative tactics in the first 10 minutes of interaction. There are several issues and connections here, but a relevant one is that the profound socioeconomic inequalities create cognitive fatigue and make Brazilian users, especially adolescents and children, which are not with their prefrontal cortex fully developed yet, more susceptible to emotional manipulation and impulsive decision making. So, Brazil enacted Law 15211 last year to dismantle this exploitative architecture. And the law mandates safety and privacy by design, must identify and mitigate systemic risks before launching their product in the market. Platforms must implement reliable age verification, ban self-declaration for forbidden products, and activate the highest privacy settings automatically on the first use. Recently, just a few weeks ago, we had a decree that operationalizes this law, outlaws deceptive, manipulative, and coercive patterns for apps that children and adolescents might use. So it prohibits developers from exploiting cognitive vulnerabilities through fabricated urgencies, complex cancellation mazes, and addictive features like infinity scroll or autoplay. But it brings the national
Ah, no, ponme porque parece que están... Sí, yo creo que sí, se han callado. Okay, Shaimaa, sorry, because I think you will continue.
No.
Okay, the people is really interested in this part because I have to stop everyone. So it's really interesting. So remember, you have a following session. This is a good time to follow. So now, to follow in the time, we will start with the speaker block 2. Okay, we have 2 more videos and 2 more explanations of projects, and then we have another time for discussion and a final conclusion. Okay, so now I will prepare the following video. Let me do, which is Mina Lee. Okay, so Mina Lee is an assistant professor at the Indoven University of Technology's Industrial Design Department. She focuses on how we can design conversational agents like robots or chatbots as our moral mirrors, especially in ethically sensitive situations such as dementia care. Her academic background spans philosophy, digital arts, and human-computer interaction. So now we will see and hear the video.
We're all from multiple places at once, and this needs to be reflected when we do HCR research.
You don't have sound here.
I'm Minha Lee of Eindhoven
No?
University of Technology,
No.
and I have conducted dementia research in the Netherlands, but I am...
You are not hearing something?
No. Can anyone else, hear something? I can't hear anything.
I will put the video again and then let me check if you are hearing this.
originally from Korea, and I have lived in Ukraine and Romania and Minnesota.
Could you hear now?
No, still nothing.
No.
Yeah?
No. Can you hear it in the room?
¿Sabéis si ha cambiado? Let me check with the sound technical. ¿Sabéis qué puede pasar? ¿Nada? We will try again.
What is frustrating is when
everything is in
our
the same
lived
way.
experience is asked to be put in the back seat
Now
because we
we're-
first need to prioritize.
No? What do you think
Now
if Mina Lee makes a summary of the work? Do you think, Mina? Yeah, I think it will be best if Mina come here and then make a one minute summary, please. I mean, you're invited to come. Okay. Sorry for the video, they can hear. Okay. This is your turn.
Hello, can you hear me now? Is it working?
You have 1 minute.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
So my pitch was about intersectional identities. So I'm a Korean woman, cisgendered, working in the Netherlands, in Eindhoven specifically. I am not Dutch, but I navigate Dutch culture sometimes as a resident there for countless years, more than a decade for sure. And then now with dementia research that requires me to think in a very specific Dutch context. And Yvonne and Richa here, as PhDs, have been in the field much more. What is frustrating, as I was saying in the video you couldn't hear, was the need to put my background in the back seat, really. So when people with dementia forget that they've asked one question, they repeatedly ask it, for example, and that could be like, are you from China? And then I remind them, actually, I am Korean, but then this might happen multiple times, and that's how it is, right? It's dementia, and therefore you forget. But what if I also start to feel like, hey, is this okay? I need to really minimize microaggression, and of course they don't mean it, and always put how I feel in the background, right? And that's really important if you have papers to publish, right? And if students who need to gather data as well don't feel like they're integrated well enough to get the buy-in from our participants, I think that really lengthens our research projects quite a lot. So oftentimes I think intersectional identities are not discussed, and this is something that I also haven't discussed with many of my colleagues in Eindhoven who do dementia research, because it also makes me feel very uncomfortable bringing it up, that I am not allowed to visibly complain or have a solution towards how we can make research itself a bit more inclusive, even though it's more about inclusion for people with dementia first.
Okay, so in one question, then as the others, is something that block in your project, that something you think could block your...
Yeah, the ask.
Yeah.
Well, so the ask could be, pure advice on, yes, I think it must be put on the back burner, right? And because it prioritizes, let's say, participants more than the researchers. That would be one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is, well, that also doesn't sound great. How can we make it more normal to talk about different types of microaggressions or other types of experiences that people have on the field? Because it can also be about people with dementia and nurses who also don't appreciate certain kind of comments, right? So it's not just us HCI or design researchers, it's also about care staff as well. So I think if we talk more about it or disclose that kind of difficulties more, Yvonne has a paper on self-disclosure as well. What can we disclose about ourselves to participants and people in our community? What can be the best short way to communicate this as a briefing or a statement when entering the field? Or is it just individual obligation? You sort of continue living in this reality because that's the best way forward for research in itself, right? And once you feel like you don't have the capacity, you can get somebody else to continue that line of research, right? So it all doesn't seem like great, right? Many bad options, but maybe one of those bad options would be a decent option. So I'm looking for that kind of advice, but also maybe looking at you, and do you do research with people who are in care homes, dementia or not, people who are at that level of marginalization, which is very different than being, let's say, a minority in a country, right? How do you make those intersections work for you?
Thank you. Okay, now we will finish with the fifth video, sorry. So we will try again with the video, sorry, with the last. Let me know if you are hearing something.
Yeah, chose sexy option.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we will share normally. Okay. So the last video is made by Dilruski C. Gamach. He's a senior lecturer at the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, specializing in human interaction and computational social science. A founding member of the Colombo SIGCHI chapter and HCI for South Asia community. She shared on program committee of HCI, CHI, and CSCW. So let me.
UX is sexier than HCI, and that's a problem. If you're a computer science student in Colombo or Dhaka or Lahore, you Google what should I learn to get a tech job, you won't find HCI. You will find UX. And let's be honest, UX sounds more sexier. It has dribble portfolios, Figma tutorials with millions of views, and sexy job titles like senior experienced architect. In the meantime, HCI sounds like boring. Your professor mumbles like, drawing a computer in the middle of a whiteboard. So South Asia chose sexy option. I don't blame them. I'm Dilrukshi Gamage from University of Colombo and the founding chair of the Colombo SIGCHI chapter. Through HCI for South Asia community and our CHI 2023 workshop, actually we clearly found the pattern across India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal. Universities rebrand themselves as user-centered design courses or UX design, the term HCI largely absent. This was a trend in students in undergraduate courses. Most of the time, they found this HCI from informal channels, but never the formal curriculum. The sexy name won, but what we have lost. UX teachers, workflows, research, wireframes, prototype test. But HCI teaches you to ask why. Why does this interface fail for a farmer sharing a phone with like 3 members? Why does a chatbot built in Silicon Valley collapse against South Asian linguistic diversity? In the region, 1.9 people of diverse cultures, languages, with vast digital divides, the why is not an optional. And when HCI isn't named as the discipline, it becomes invisible as a research career. Students learn to design screens, but not to publish papers. The pipeline into the room dries up, as we argued in CARD 2021 workshop. From margin to centers, the South Asia end up framed only through development of lens, where the South Asian voices shapes interaction theory and challenging the Western models of usability. So 3 things that I'm asking from this community. Help us to make HCI sexy. Our SIGCHI Winter School, Sri Lanka, we tried it and we got a really great momentum. Number 2, stop assuming Western curriculum transfers works for South Asian HCI needs, specifically like the translation of Western courses to Sri Lanka or the South Asia. Number 3, fund the bridge from UX practice to HCI research. That's where our next generation of CHI authors from our region will come. UX is sexier. I'll give it that. But sexy doesn't build theories and it doesn't challenge the assumptions. Let's make HCI irresistible. Thank you.
Thank you. So, if you can come here, I have one question. If you want Shaimaa to make the last question.
No, so go ahead. So I just want to say, it's like, what an ask, make HCI irresistible. Fantastic.
So, one question could be, do you think in the next 5 years is similar than the one I made? Do you think you will think in the same way? The 3 points will be the same?
Well, I do think if maybe names will change, but the things that we do in HCI is the fundamental things. What I meant by UX is not sexy because it's attract many students, but I mean, if you give UX as HCI, then they wouldn't come. The curriculum might be same, but the names are the problem. Now the trend is UX because industry has developed, oh, this is the shortest thing, the agile thing that we can get, but HCI gives you more of how to look things different way, how to accommodate diversity, how to, if you are building an application, is this the right application? And then thinking from the theories point of view, we have like long historical research, we can't abandon them. But UX is like, oh, let's do a prototype, let's do, brainstorm, let's do a workshop, and then we build it. But there's more than that, which we are lacking. And I see this problem in my university. Sometimes HCI is an optional subject, sadly. So people go to machine learning, people go to computer science, more like, job-oriented courses, but HCI is like, oh, it's non-programming courses and, it's girl courses, so sometimes called like that. So yeah, that's my problem, that I'm trying to make it more popular and be serious in my region, actually. So yeah, I need, maybe in terms of your help, that I would really love to hear is like in your, continent, how do you teach HCI, and what sort of actions that you are taken to populate the subject, and how students be attracted? What are the untangible things that I can get from you as recommendations? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're probably running out of time, but I just wanted to say that there will be, I think, a panel at CHI specifically talking about not exactly the same thing, but how AI changes HCI. And I think thinking about HCI career as a general, as we invite students to study HCI, I think it's a legitimate question. It's like, so what will be my career? We were facing the same question in the African continent. I hope you have more conversations on Thursday. So back to you, Juan, to conclude.
Okay, so we have, a discussion, but we are out of time. So I don't know if you want to continue or we can close the session until Thursday to continue the... Yeah, Thomas wants to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a word to the professor that raised the concern. I just want to express my deepest sympathy to you, and I would like to tell you that it's about promoting human-computer interaction. From my perspective, when an engineer talks about interfaces, it is not just user interface. We should stop thinking that user interface is something specific. It's specifically located in OSI, and it has 7 layers. And user interface is probably the most important one, and we should treat it as engineering.
Thank you, Thomas. Very interesting. So, Shaimaa, what I say, I don't know if we have time for discussion. I think we are on time.
Do you have breaks, right? I think you have another session starting. Yeah. And we should allow people the time to go to... I mean, feel free to be in the room if... I don't think there is another session in this room.
Yeah, I will say the people that if you want to stay, continue with the discussion, but we are out of time. So we hope you can come here not to the big room, is physically, if you want to continue on Thursday, and then we can continue with our follow-up meeting. So thank you, Shaimaa, thank you, the people who are online. Thank you all for coming here, this first version of the event.
Hi.
We hope this is not the unique, and we can continue in the future, or someone can continue in the future. Shaimaa, it's a pleasure to work with you. Thank you very much for everything.
And can I just share 2 things that I learned today in the remote discussion? First of all, it's the numbers are not important. It's the value that the people bring. So we were talking about participants and qualitative research, but again, it also applies to this session. We didn't have big numbers, but I think people brought so much value into the discussion. And I think the second thing, at least in our group, people expressed interest in having more platforms for idea sharing and finding collaborators. So I think this is for us like a positive feedback to carry to the general chairs and SIGCHI for future conferences. If you also have feedback, please feel free to write to us. This is the first edition, and if you think it's worth continuing, please share your feedback with us.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you, Juan. It has been a pleasure.
Okay, for sure.
Really.
For me. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
For you, yeah, say. Oh, do you want to stay here and then we can make a picture for everyone?
Yes, I think we missed Matthias, but we can, yes, absolutely.
We have a lot of photos here because we have a photographer here, but we are not all together. So if you want, you can look. How do we can do? Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you come here and put there, we can make a photo of the screenshot. Come on.
The gallery. Yeah, if you want to open your camera, I know
then
Jenny
I
is
will
not.
change this. Yes. Here, more or less. Here, no, it's in that side. No, you have to come here. The video is looking at this place. Yeah.
Okay. Now I need to put you.
Let me close this.
Oh no, I wanted to like the
But I will make a screenshot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you also have?
And now I have to show you. They are not here. Let me how I can make. We are all together. Let me. HCI. Let me. Could put this in this way? No. I don't know how. Yes, this is in that way.
Okay.
And then I can come here. Yeah. ¿Podéis hacernos una foto, por favor? ¿Os dejo el móvil?
No, we are four with open cameras. So the first one is if you.
What?
Someone's coming for the phone.
Ah, someone. And Jenny also, but she's not opening her camera. Okay, someone else. Okay.
No, because I'm in bed.
Thank you for staying the whole session. To be honest, that's very difficult. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, say cheese.
Cheese. Say Kai 26.
Say Kai.
No, what the theme? Juan. The Haciendo. Yeah, say the theme.
Haciendo Piña.
Okay. Haciendo Piña.
This is I tell you. It's work together. Yeah, it's pineapple. But if you translate, it has no sense. You don't have to translate. Yeah, you don't have to translate. So, bye from Barcelona. Nice to get you. So, anyone
Bye-bye.
who will.
Thank you, everyone. We're looking forward to hear back from you again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Jenny, we're staying. Bye-bye. Thank you, Juan.
Bueno, se acabó.